welcome to Great Minds Tutorials, and this is your favorite tutor, Hadiso. In this episode, I'm going to be introducing something new. I'm going to be introducing mathematics, and we're going to be using the Siyavula textbook. This one, the famous one. Siyavula, Everything Mathematics by Siyavula, Grade 12 Mathematics. Let's do a little bit of maths and work on it. And then in this episode, I'm going to be doing sequence and series. And we're going to be looking at an arithmetic sequence. So I'm just going to quickly go down to the section, which is here. And we're going to look at a little bit of a theory of what an arithmetic sequence is. So if we highlight here, zoom in a little bit. So it says an arithmetic sequence is a sequence where consecutive terms are calculated by adding a constant value, positive or negative, to the previous term. We call this constant a value of common difference, which is represented by a D. And then here we have an example where we're having a 3, we're having a 0, we're having a -3, and we're having a 6, and we're having a -9. And this is an arithmetic sequence because we're adding -3 to each term in order for us to get the next term. So then we're going to come back and try these exercises. But I want us to look at something first. I want us to look at this, which is the general term for an arithmetic sequence. So it says here that in the general term of an arithmetic sequence, I'm going to come back this side, and then we're going to work on it. So I'm going to give you the general term of an arithmetic sequence. So general term of an arithmetic sequence is given by Tn is assigned to a plus n minus 1 multiplied by a d. So where Tn is the nth term, Tn is the nth term, A is the first term, and you have your n as the position, of the term, and you are having d is your common difference. So that is the general formula which is used whenever you get to this. So this is what this just simply explains. So when you're having a general formula, it means the general formula is going to be used every time in order for you to calculate all of those, the next term. So this is what you'll do in order for you to get the nth term, which is the next term. So it's in a general sequence. So there is it. Tn is the nth term, n is the position in the sequence, and a is the first term, and d is the common difference. So it's very important in order for you to always know this formula in order for you to get the next term in a sequence. So now let's go up here, and then let's try out this first exercise using, it's okay. The exercise says find a common difference and write the next what? 3 terms of the sequence. So what we're going to do is that now we are going to say always given Tn is assigned to a plus n minus 1 and d. So now common difference in this case, if we go back to that question, you will see that we are having it as 2, 6, 10, and 14. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take the second term minus the first term. We are getting a 4. And this can still be proven by the fact that even again, when you're saying 14 minus a 10, which is the fourth term minus the third term, we are also getting a 4. So it means our difference is a 4. So, and then we already know that A, it should be the first term, which is a 2. And when you're working it out, is that you'll find out that now, okay, A is, so now we can substitute back to Tn is equals to 2 plus n minus 1 multiplied by 4. And when you work this out, you're having 2 plus 4n minus 4. And then when you take this, you're going to have 4n minus 2. So it means this is going to be your. So as the question is specified here, that we need to get the first 3 terms. So we already knowing, going back that side, that Tn is assigned to 4n minus 2. So we are looking for the next 3 terms. So here we're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. So it means the next term is going to be a T7. So a T7, you're going to get it by saying 4 multiplied by 7 minus a 2. And here what we're going to get is then when you say 4 multiplied by 7, that is going to give you a 28. And minus a 2, you're going to get a 26. So it means the 7th term must be a 26. And how can you confirm them? You can confirm that by taking 26 minus 22, you're going to get a 4, which is equivalent to the common difference. And then now T8, which is the 2nd term, is going to be 4 times 8 minus a 2. Then 4 multiplied by 8, it's supposed to be 8 times 2 is equivalent to 16, and times 2, you're going to get a 32. So this is going to be a 32 minus a 2, and then you're going to get a 30. And as you can see here, is that whenever you are minusing 30 minus 26, you are also still able to get the common difference, which is a 4, and we have confirmed that. And now T9, which is the 3rd term, you're going to get a 4 multiplied by a 9 minus a 2. And then what is going to happen there is that you're going to have 18 when it's times 2, and times 2 is supposed to be a 36. So here you're going to have a 36 minus a 2, and you're going to get a 34. So you need to write that, therefore, the next 3 terms are, then you write them down. It's a 26, it's a 30, and it's a 34. Those are the next 4 terms. So that is how you're basically going to do that calculation. And as you can see here, that is how you're going to get it. And you need to use your general formula in most cases in order for you to get that specific answer that you're looking for. Because you are actually showing the examiner that you understand what exactly is happening. So we're going to try this one, which is the second one. And as we check here, you will see that the first number is a minus 1. We're having a minus 4, a minus 7, a minus 10, and we're having a minus 13 and a minus 16. So if we go to the problem, we want to work it out, you will actually realize that now, okay, the very same thing needs to apply. We are having our difference is minus 4 minus negative 1. And in mathematics, whenever you see a negative and a negative, is going to change and become a positive. So you're going to have a minus 4 plus a 1. Why? Because a negative and a negative becomes a positive. So we're going to have minus 3. That is what we're going to be having. So that as your common difference, then we're going to determine Tn is minus 1 is the first term. And then we are adding an n minus 1, and the common difference is a minus 3. And when you work this out, you're going to get that you're going to have a minus 1 minus 3 plus a 1. Why? Because a negative, I mean a negative, a positive 3, sorry about that. This is because a -1 multiplied by a -3 is going to give you a +3. And then you're having an n here. Let's not forget about that. Then now, you're going to say Tn is equivalent to a 2 minus a 3n. It's always good that whenever you write, you shouldn't start your final answer with a negative. So it's good practice in order for you to write a 2, which is positive, minus 3, instead of you saying minus 3n plus a 2. Still fine. You can keep it as 2 minus 3n. That is very sufficient. And then, so okay, now, when we check, still part of the same question, it will require us to get the first next three terms. Then when we go back to the question, you'll realize that we had it as Tn is equals to 2 minus 3n. So now, when you go back to that question, now you will see that this is 2 for first 6 terms. So we are also in the side looking for T number 7. We are also looking for T number 7. So what we will do is that we'll go back to our calculations, and then we're going to be looking for T7. So and then here, what we're going to do, we're just going to substitute 3 multiplied by 7. So now this is 2. So what is it 3 times 7? 7 times 2 is a 14. And then plus a 7, it needs to be 21. But in this case, we're going to have it as negative 21. About positive 21. So it needs to be minus 21. So in this case, you're going to have this as 2 minus 21. You're going to have a negative 19. So that should be T7. So going back there, you'll realize that when you say minus 19, minus 16, you're going to get a minus 3. So it's because it's going to be minus negative 19 plus a 16, you're going to get a 3. So that should be the correct one. So you'll realize that when you continue and say T8, so you're going to get a 2 negative 3 times 8. So 8 times 8, 8 plus 8 should be a 16. And then plus a 8, it should be a 24. So it's 2 minus 24, which is going to give you a negative 22. And as you can see, a negative 22 minus a negative 19 is going to give you a negative 3, because it's going to be negative 22 plus a 19. So here we get you, we say T9. That is going to be a 2 minus 3 times 9. So 9 plus 9 is an 18. 9 plus 9 is an 18. And when you add another 9, you're going to get a 27. So you're going to get a 2 minus 27. And you're going to get a negative 25. Let me just get a little bit of space here. Negative 25. And you're going to get a negative 25. And if you say negative 25 minus negative 12, you're going to get negative 25 plus 22, which is actually correct. And then if you go back to the question, you will realize that now our next 3 terms are supposed to be negative 19, negative 22, and we are also having a negative 25. And those are your next 3 terms. And if you check, you can confirm them by the common difference. Checking the common difference, which is here, you'll realize that you're having a negative 3 here and also a negative 3 here. So that we can calculate as correct, meaning that we did it in correct manner. So now, you go to the next one. Okay, let's highlight this one. You go to the next one. We're having a minus 5 And then the next one, we are having a minus 5. We're having a minus 5, a minus 3. We're having a minus 5, a minus 3. We're having a minus 1, and we're having a 1, and we are also having a 3. So we need to go back to where we are working out our solutions. When you get here, you'll realize that you need to still get Tn is equivalent to uh, a plus n minus 1 times the difference. Let me write it correctly. So Tn is equivalent to a plus n minus 1 times the common difference. So in this case, we'll find our common difference as minus 3 minus negative 5. And this is going to be minus 3 plus a 5, and we're going to get a 2. So we're going to get a 2. And when we get the 2, then what we're going to do is that then we're going to have to determine Tn. So minus 5 is the first term. It's going to go in the place of an a. And we're going to add n minus 1 multiplied by a 2. And then if you want to solve this a little bit further, we're going to have minus 5 plus a 2 n minus a 2. Then we're going to get minus 5 minus 2, and we're going to get 2n minus a 7. So that is what we're getting as the common term or general term for this one. So when we're getting that as our general term, then it simply means that we can then continue with the common term. So common term is 2n. Our common term is 2n. 2n minus 7. So we're looking for term number 7, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just verify. 2, 4, 5. No, we're looking for term number 6. So in order for us to get term number 6, we're going to say 2 times 6 minus a 7. And we're going to get a 12 minus a 7. And we're going to get our final answer as a 5. Which is true because when you say 5 minus a 3, we're getting a 2, which is the common difference. So term number 7 is going to be 2 times 7 minus a 7. We're going to get a 14 minus a 7. We're going to get a 7. Which is correct. When you say 7 minus a 5, we're getting the common difference, which is a 2. When you say T8, which is 2 times 8 minus a 7, you're going to get what? 16 minus a 7. And you're going to get the final answer as a 9. Which is right because the 9 minus a 7 is actually equals to a common difference, which is 2. So it's always good practice to say, therefore, the next 3 terms, now let me write it properly, terms are a 5, a 7, and a 9. That way, you'll be very much correct. So that is for that one. So now coming to number 4, that was for number 3. Now coming to number 4, you will realize that we are actually supposed to be doing the very same thing. Let's check. Okay, so It's -1, 10, a 21, a 32, 43, and a 54. Going back to where we are working on our board, you will realize that we also need to get Tn a plus n minus 1 multiplied by the difference. So we are getting the difference as 10 minus -1. It's going to be what? 10 plus 1, which we're going to get as a 11. Let's try it with 21 minus 10. We are also getting 11, which means it's a common difference, which the common difference is 11. So to solve Tn, we're going to say it's -1 plus n minus 1 multiplied by 11, and we're going to get that this is -1 plus 11n minus 11. So we're going to get 11n minus 12 as your common term. Let's do this. Let's do that. 12. 11n minus 12. And when you go back here, you will realize that, okay, we need to get the next three terms. And in order for us to get those next three terms, it means we need to first check how many terms are here. It's a 2, it's a 4, it's a 6, meaning that we are looking for a T7. So we are having this Tn as 11n. Let me go back. We are having our Tn as 11n minus 12. So if you go back here, we're looking for term number 7. So for term number 7, we are going to be getting 11 times 7 minus 12, which is going to be 77 minus 12. So this must be a 65. So going back, we're going to say 65 minus 54. That is going to give us a 11, which is correct because the common difference is a what? 11. Which is very much correct. So to get the next one, which is that was term number 7. To get the next one, which is term number 8, this is going to be 8 multiplied by 11 minus 12. Which this is going to be 88 minus what? Minus 12. So we're going to get a 76. So to prove this, when you say when you say 76 minus 60, 65, you're going to get 11, which is correct. Which is correct. So for us to get the last one, let's check. Okay. So already we're having a 65. We're having a 76. I'm going to quickly write them here. 65. We're already having a 76. Okay. So now, going back to this side, which is T9, 9 times 11 minus a 12. We're going to get a 99 minus a 12. And we're going to get an 87. So to prove this, we can then say 87 minus 76. We're going to get 11, which makes it to be very true. And now, what I'm going to do is then I'm going to leave you to do question number 5, question number 6, and question number 7. You can comment below if you are having any problems, and I'll help you with that. And that is it for our first episode in mathematics. And the context of the mathematics that we are doing is in NCS, and we are using the Siyavula textbook. Everything Mathematics by Siyavula. Siyavula Technology Powered. Everything Mathematics, grade 12 Mathematics. And in today's episode, we were doing arithmetic sequence. And that is it for me for today. Till we meet on the next one. Cheers. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe and comment below on what you want us to do on this channel. Then we're going to post. And that is it for me.